Welcome back to Margaretari of God Ministry. If you're new here, we are a Christ-centered ministry whose mission and vision is to enrich the lives of married couples, those who are engaged to be married. Oops. If you're new here, welcome back. Well, if you're new here, welcome to Margaretari of God Ministry. As I said, we're a Christ-centered ministry whose mission and vision is to enrich the lives of married couples, as well as those who are engaged to be married, those who are divorced, and teaching the young and unmarried about purity. If you missed last week's lesson, make sure you check us out on YouTube. It's in the live, and there are many shorts. All the live has been compressed into more edible um like lengths for you, so you can catch the main topics if you don't want to watch the whole live. And there are also shorts to check out, and make sure you're following us on all of our social media sites. We have many more lessons, and that includes today. And our topic today is distance marriage. I hope you invited friends, and I hope you came with questions. So without much ado, I hand over.
Thank you, Eto, and we bless God for today. We thank God for all that He is doing and what He is about to do. Today, we are going to speak on the subject distance marriage. We also want to thank every one of you who has been joining us, both watching the live stream and as well as those who have been watching the rebroadcast. We also want to say thank you so much. God richly bless you. Today's teaching is on distance marriage, and I'm going to take you through what distance marriage is. This is a research that I did on distance marriage, and also some Bible revelations also that God also gave to me. So I believe that as you are listening to this, you'll be able to look at how best you can manage distance marriages, what are the implications of distance marriages, and also if you want to embark on a distance marriage, what you need to do. A lot of people think that distance marriage is just the regular physical distance that we all know, but it goes way beyond that. So when we look at distance marriages, we look at where there is a separation or a space between the couple, and this space can either be an emotional space, it can either be a physical space, and it can also be a relational space. So distance marriage is not necessarily only focusing on the physical. When we get to the physical, we will tell you more about it. What we normally will be emphasizing on the physical, but when we look at distance marriage, we are looking more onto the emotional, we are looking more of a relational space and physical space that is exists between two couples. So that is what you are looking at. So now let me try. I'm not going to deal with emotional or all those other aspects. We'll narrow it down to the physical, but let's throw some lights on the emotional distance or other distances that we know. So the emotional distance is where the partner feels alone, yet they are together. They are not really fighting. There is not much intimacy in there, but they are emotionally distanced from each other. Because of time, I'll just run through because if we will have to go through all this, we will need like a 2-day teaching or maybe a 2-day seminar to finish it up. So we are not going to really pick them into details. Now we have the sexual distance. Sexual distance, this is where there is decrease or there's a total absence of sexual connection that exists between the couple. Maybe it's as a result of resentment, as a result of stress, conflict, trauma, or avoidance of it at all. So we also have sexual distance. Then we have what we call the behavioral distance. So behavioral distance is where there is reduction in responsibilities or activities that the two of you used to do together. That your spouse begin to distance himself, kind of withdrawal uh, symptoms, kind of behavioral withdrawal, kind of withdrawing from activities that he loves the most or she loves the most on the regular day that the two of you do together. He or she doesn't want to do it anymore. hobbies, friend times, there's that kind of withdrawal. So that's what we also call the behavioral system distance, sorry. Then we have the cognitive distance or the mental distance. That is where the mental, that's where the person sort of fantasizing about this wife or this husband that previously you used to fantasize, previously you used to daydream, think about the relationship. There is kind of a mental check on that relationship. So you kind of like withdrawn from it. You stop thinking, you stop fantasizing. You're looking at like life alone without the person. So that's kind of mental or cognitive, which you can even feed the cognitive into the behavioral. Then we also have what we call the relational distance. Relational distance, and majority of that happens with the women. And I know the men are also gradually looping into it, where they skew more into the. So you see that the wife is more with the children, concentrating on the children, and ignore the husband, ignore the man, and it's just concentrating on the husband, on the children, ignoring the man, and all that. And then sometimes too, it's about the woman concentrating on the family or the husband concentrating on the family and leaving the wife. So we see that the man is concentrating on his siblings or the mother, the brothers, and leaving the wife. It's that is relational distance, and the woman will feel like he's just distancing himself away from. He's concentrating on his family more than he's concentrating on me. And then we also have a crisis trigger distance. This is where situations happen. That is where we kind of have something like loss of job, immigrational stress, illness, loss of a pet, favorite pet, loss of so many things that has happened. So it's causing some kind of triggering some kind of distance about it. And then we have what we call the physical distance. That's what we know as the distance married. So the physical distance is what is very familiar with us, where two couples are living away from each other. So we can explain as a legally recognized marriage where the partners are living separately and for extended period of time. So there is nothing like face-to-face interactions. There is nothing like physical contact. And this can be as a result of military deployment, as a result of missionary work, as a result of job assignments. Maybe you have been assigned to some place and so on. And we see this more often as we speak about what distance marriage. And that is what we term as the LDM, that the long distance marriage. We can say that for short, LDM. So we will be dealing on LDM very soon, but we will just be looking at some reasons why these things happened, and then we can go on. But for us to go on LDM, all that is happening around it, as I said, everything can be found in the Bible. The Bible, it's a compendium of life. Our life, everything is found in the Bible. So you will want to go ahead and read your Bible to know that what is happening is not new under the sun. The first man, as I check the Bible, I stand to be corrected, who had these remnants of distance marriages, the marriage between what Moses and Zipporah. And we can look at from Exodus chapter 18, the verse 1 to 8. I want us to read that scripture. Exodus chapter 18, the verse 1 to 8. And I read. It says, and Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God has done for Moses and for Israel, his people, that the Lord has brought Israel out of Egypt. Then Jethro, Moses' in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back with her two sons, of whom the name was Gershon, for he said he had been a stranger in a foreign land. I'm reading from the New King James Version. And the name of the other was Eliezer, for he said, the God of my father was my help and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his son and his wife to Moses in the wilderness, where he was camped at the mountain of God. Now he said to Moses, I, your father-in-law Jethro, am coming to you with your wife and her two sons with her. So we realize that Moses sent Zipporah away for a while. There was kind of a distance between Moses and Zipporah. There was kind of distance marriage. Now, Bible theologians have argued that, I mean, what would be the reason why Moses sent Zipporah away? Some are thinking, okay, was it to protect her? Others are also arguing, was he not having enough space around him to work? Because scripture says these Israelites were stiff-necked people. So is it that Moses was not getting enough space, enough time to focus on that agenda because he has to focus on the family and focus on these Israelites as well? And also another thing that is also coming out from theologians or scholars is that Miriam seems not to have that kind of relationship with her. So is it that Moses was trying, as under the protection, Moses was trying to manage the situation, protect her, and also for Miriam to be all right? Was it the reason why Moses sent her? Uh, so these are some of the reasons. Or is it Zipporah herself who said, well, I want to give you some space so that you concentrate on the work that God has entrusted in you, and then I'll take care of the kids. So we look at it in this way in our current ideal marriages where distances happen as a result of, let's say, job. Okay, let me just go ahead and go with the job, and then you and the kids stays back, take care of them whilst I try to find greener pasture out there, and then later on we can come together. We also look at people, okay, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to finish this education, and then I will come back. I want to finish this up. Or sometimes they don't have control, military deployment. They need to go because they have been deployed to go and serve the nation. And again, to missionary, God has called you, and where you are going, you feel the children will struggle a little bit. So sometimes they will ask the woman to wait while he goes out there to go and do the missionary work, and then will be coming back home. So these are some of the things that happens, and we see this example in the Bible. Let's try to answer today. What you're going to do is going to try to answer this long distance marriage, for short LDM, and then we're also going to look at the challenges and how you can work it out. So in our current generation, when you look at the trends in the kind of the Gen Z marriage now, as we would tell, as compared to the old folks marriage, we realize that the Gen Z are towing more into LDMs. They are towing more into long distance marriage. And we see this remnant even in the way they are living in their homes. Now, you may think that the long distance marriage might be from maybe state to state, village to village, or country versus country, but it will interest you to know that there are distance marriages even in homes where the man is sleeping in a different bedroom and the woman is sleeping in a different bedroom, and it is not boosting that marriage yet. We also see in situations where the man works on night shifts and the woman works on morning shifts, especially in the developed countries, and they hardly even have time to see each other. They don't even see each other because the time the man is coming in, the woman is also what going out. So we in our current dispensation, it is more the kind that this kind of marriage is more. And in fact, people are even opting for it where they say, well, I want us to marry, but you have your apartment, I have my apartment, and whenever we want to come together, we come together. So we see that trend in the kind of Gen Z marriage right now where people are staying in separate apartments, yet they are married. And it will Okay. It will also interest you to know that some marriages are also experiencing this kind of distance marriages as well. And we can also look at uh, some marriages where the man says, you know what, you and the kids should just stay at this side, and then I will be staying in this bedroom. So this is some of the distance marriage or the LDMs that we will also want to discuss. Now, let's look at what are the old folks, the old generations. So the old generations, they are marriages, they are looking at, okay, I stay home with the man, I stay home with him, uh, until the children grow old and leave, and or the two of us we grow old and then we die. They don't go anywhere. That is how the old people were living. But we see there is a shift. There's a strong shift that is happening, which is introducing what we call the LDM, and we have to really look at it. We have to really look at it. So now let's start by dealing with the LDMs, the aspects that we need to look at if you are considering an LTM, that's long distance marriage. Let's look at this. And the first one we can be looking at is one, if you are thinking about LDM, are you willing to be physically away from your spouse for that long time? Are you willing to be physically away? Because that there's going to be that physical distance. So if you are considering having an LDM, is this something that you are looking at? Are you okay that your spouse is somewhere and you are somewhere? This is how you are. You need to consider that as well. The next one you also need to consider is the children, how you're going to raise them. Are you able to raise them alone? Whether it's the woman who is out there and you are in another country or somewhere, are you able to do it by yourself? These are some of the things that you need to be considering. Now, let's look at situations that are beyond. I mean, it's beyond you. I mean, you cannot do anything about it. And these LTMs happen. And afterwards, we'll tell you what to do. So, for example, there is military repatriation. There is nothing you can do when it comes to military repatriation, education, work or business needs, missionary assignments. These are critical needs that will requires what an LTMs, and sometimes you will have to find ways and means to deal with it. Now let's dwell on these LTMs, and for example, for those who are considering these LTMs, long distance marriages, you should also know that LTMs demand a lot of effort. It demands a lot of effort, more time, and a lot of emotional investment as compared to geographical closed relationship where you are together, the two of you are together. It means something that you could have just spoke softly and the other will hear. There is an emotional washout. So you need to make sure you are emphasizing it for the person to want to know. So this is something that we also, that was another thing too. Loneliness can also occur. Loneliness can also occur. So you also want to look at that aspect as well. And then extra efforts may also require a lot of efforts when it comes to LDM, that's long distance marriages. Now, what are some of the challenges of LDMs? What are some of the challenges of LDMs? So, the first one is lack of transparent communication. Lack of transparent communication is one of the most difficult things when it comes to LDMs. Lack of transparent communications. Um, so there is a kind of narrative drift when it comes to communications. I mean, communications is a very, very powerful tool, but as soon as uh, there is a long distance marriage, one of the challenges is that there is this communication drift that is kind of you will have to go extra mile in your communication, extra mile to talk, because all your communications are more of based on text messages and videos, and the communication sometimes become very, very dry. It starts decaying. It will be like, how was your day? What did you do? What did you eat? And all those kind of conversations. It's become more transactional rather than emotional, rather than that physical or playful interaction. Did you do laundry today? How was laundry? How was work? How was this? That is how it's going to be. So it's kind of more of what transactional. There's that deep sense of belongingness is not really felt when it comes to what communication. So there's this kind of lack of what transparency, a whole lot of things that you also need to look at. Again, the next point is surveillance or trap or mistrust. So there's kind of one person trying to play some trying to check up on, okay, let me do some surveillance on him. Is he okay? Is everything fine? There's mistrust. Okay, there's this, you are just overly thinking about it. You are paranoid. Okay, so who is there with him? Okay, he did not reply my text. Is he okay? Is everything fine? Kind of insecurities. If the person does not reply quickly, you're like, okay, who is there with him or who is there with her? Why hasn't she replied the text? Is she all right? And sometimes maybe you do a video call and somebody just walk past. Who is this person? And there's just a lot of overthinking, and you become too paranoid about small things where you can really amend it. So, and there's a lot of insecurities as well. And this can also affect, and we can also see some partners even trying to micromanage their own spouses or micromanage their partners. They are trying to attempting to, I mean, check on how best they can close out these paranoid. So sometimes they are just scanning through their social medias. They are looking for their schedules and tracking their locations. They are so obsessed about what they are doing. When last did they come on TikTok? When last did they come on Instagram? When last did they show up here? And I mean, it is a whole lot of stress, and it can suffocate. It can what suffocate what the marriage. So it is my prayer that you will also will look at that aspect before, if it is not something that is, I mean, mandating you to do it, but it's something you can avoid. As we go on, you will see it is better. It is better to be together for you to be able to have this what relationship. But if it is a military repatriation, what can you do? That is where we'll tell you what to do. The next one is emotional connection is neglected. Also, there is also lack of what emotional connections. So both parties' emotions are really neglected, because you see, when there's scientists have, even if you look at behavioral specialists, or if you look at uh, even those who do human science or study behaviors, prolonged eye contact also shows kind of love. So as the two of you are talking and looking into each other's eyes, you are staring some kind of love inside the two of you. So I mean, you're talking on camera. It's different from talking what face to face. So there is no physical touch, and there is nothing like eye contact. There is that you starve yourself of these what romantic bonds. So it affects the individual. We can project into what loneliness. It can project into emotional isolation, which eventually can also affect the family. Now that we have looked at uh, challenges, there's so many challenges, but because of time, we want to narrow it down to this, and then we can now take some questions. So let's look at how to help LDMs, that is a long distance marriage. The first one is you can plan a virtual date. You can plan a virtual date. So that is where you intentionally plan a virtual date with your spouse or your partner. You can either have a movie night or cooking the same meal together over camera. So now technologies are all over. Technologies that have been advanced now. So what you can do is you can set the date together where the two of you decide to what to watch a movie what together. I keep on saying this thing that I am sharing with you. I was not doing it. I happen to have a distance marriage, and it really affected me a lot. it affected the home, it brought a whole lot of things into the marriage. So when I was reading this, I was like, okay, this is really a deep lesson for me. Because distance, a lot of people feel that, well, distance marriage, it's not workable. If the person is on a military repatriation, it's possible. You can have a planned virtual date where the two of you are having movie night together and discussing it and talking about it. Or you're all cooking your favorite meal and then you are all cooking and over the camera, talking. I mean, it helps. It helps break kind of what loneliness. Number two, address conflict constructively. Address conflict. When you are addressing conflict with each other and it is skewed to one person, because it is a communication through gadgets and it's not like a personal thing. It's difficult so you need to give room to your partner for your partner to feel heard. And if you are criticizing, that you need to criticize as well constructively or criticize him constructively. So give that person that space to feel that, oh, I can be heard. I don't need to scream to be heard, but I can what be heard. The next one is learn to foster emotional intimacies. So you have to be doing a whole lot of deep listening. Are you here? Can you hear me? I mean, trying to let him know that, okay, I've not thrown the phone away and I'm just listening to you, but I can hear you, whatever you're saying. I can hear you. I'm listening and I can hear you. So you can do that by doing deep listening and by re-emphasizing what the person is saying so that the person will know that what you are talking. And another thing, share each other's was vulnerabilities. That is how to be able to, that will help you to foster this emotional intimacy or be able to help what reduce this lack of emotional bond that exists. So sharing your vulnerability, sharing your life, sharing how vulnerable you are, how sad it has been. I mean, share it with each other and it creates that bond. Another one to intentionally giving gestures, like not through technology, go beyond the technology. So you can send flowers, you can send gifts if that person is kind of more of his love language is presence. I mean, every woman love presence, every person love presence. So you can be doing sending gifts, like writing letters, sending gifts. Some deep connection needs to what be established to be able to also do that as well. And then also create a future plan. So you are going to school. Okay, your partner might not be going to school or doing something. Can the two of you agree on a project that the two of you or are going to work on, put a timeline on it and say, okay, so we are going to have this project done by the time I come back, maybe from deployment, this project need to be completed. Okay, so on your project calendar, this is what you're doing. On my project calendar, this is what I'm doing. And the two of you agree and put some timelines and KPIs or KPIs to it so that the two of you says, okay, well, I'm going to do this project. You two are going to do this project. Or the two of you can even do that project together. Where were you on this project? Okay, I'm here on this project, and it boosts the marriage as well. The next point is share small or every moment. So every moment, whether small, whether big, how exciting it is, share it. And this is more of who did you talk to? Who did you see? Which friend of his, like you talk, or friend of her you met. I mean, share all those who are annoyed you at the office, who made you laugh, who brought something funny, who was stressing you, and all that, who helped you. This helped the partner to feel better that, oh, I mean, I have somebody I can come and pour into when I'm bored, when I'm not the boring details. So what did you eat? Where did you go? I mean, it should go beyond that so that that conversation will be what interactive. The next one is build trust and also clear some boundaries. Build trust. Build trust. If you have set a date with the person, make sure you honor it. Maybe you're going to have a virtual date. Make sure you honor it without not giving any excuses. Be transparent. Go up. where you are going from, okay, from this time to this time, I'll be here. We'll be doing this together, we'll be doing that, we'll be doing this, I'll be going here. I mean, be transparent as possible with your spouse so that your spouse can know that, oh, okay, at this time or at this hour, I'll be here. And so when he calls, he's not going to, if he that you don't pick or you're unable to pick, it doesn't bring him into a point where he or she become too very paranoid and like, okay, why is she not picking? So make sure that you are communicating frequently and setting boundaries on your vulnerabilities is very, very important. It is important that every couple set boundaries on their what their vulnerability. This is to help with your emotional needs as well, and not at a point where this boundary ends or this boundary begins. When you feel it is too much, at which point do you say it is too much? Do you understand? So that will help to build trust and to clear these unnecessary thoughts about the person. We have a lot of people who just imagine your husband is a military man out there in a certain country and you are away. I mean, is he all right? Is it fine? But the moment he's hearing and the moment he's having some feedbacks on how you're doing, it put them what at peace. Or maybe you are on a job run, you're moving from one location to the other. There's that need for that communication. We even have people in foreign countries who are truck drivers. They leave home like 3 months and they don't come back until the next. They go and stay as long as 3 months. Some of them 4 months on the road alone, leaving their families. But if there is some kind of clear boundaries or clear communications or build that trust. Well, I pause and I'll let you know, well, this is what is happening. It helps. It helps. It helps a lot. And then the 8 point is harmonize schedules. And when I say harmonize schedules, a lot of people do not harmonize these schedules and be very intentional in harmonizing your schedule, especially those who live in different countries. Ghana, it is 6 p.m. now. In abroad somewhere it is 1:34. You go somewhere it is even 3 or even morning or somewhere. So once you harmonize these schedules, well, every 10 to 30 minutes at the time of 6 p.m. we are going to talk. So I make sure that I'm going to talk to my family at this time and I've set it for them. And your family also know that they talk to you at this time. So they are ready for you. They are prepared to receive that call around the time. So harmonize it, intentionally carve out that this is the time I stay and connect so that the two of you have whatever the time zone is, carve out a certain time that the two of you are going to what connect, the two of you are going to what to talk, the two of you are going to pour out your vulnerabilities, pour out your love, pour out, and the kids are there. This is the time that you pour out. This is the time that I get, and this is the time that what I speak. I speak to my kids, or this is the time that I speak to my spouse and my kids. But the most important is the two of you. However, distance that you choose to make this relationship, it's how the two of you are willing to close that gap. Because if the person is close to you and the person is talking, it's different from when the person is far away. For example, if the two of you are arguing and screaming and shouting and talking, when the two of you are together, it is easy to amend it. But this is technology. It is easy for the person to off that technology and say, you know what, I'm not going to talk to you again. And the devil will find himself into that space and will come and destroy this marriage. So it is my prayer that if you are in any distance marriage whatsoever, it is workable. Be intentional. Go through these 8 keys that I've given to you. Go through it. Be intentional about it, and that marriage will work. I keep on saying a lot of us have failed God. We failed Him when it comes to the subject of marriage. And we do not want to fail Him again. You can do this. I mean, the two of you agreed that one needs to go to school or one needs to go on that military journey. How best can the two of you support each other at this time? At this time. And you see, the distance that you're also going to put together, you also need to have an agreement that we are going to be distant for this period. It's not it has to be a perpetual distance or has to be a distance that to eternity. No, the two of you need to agree. This distance that we are, I mean, maybe after 3 years or 5 years, maybe you should consider us not being distance. There should be some kind of a caveat on it to also prevent this distance from prolonging, because you do not want to destroy your home. Now, as running up, I want to talk to somebody who live under the same roof with the person and they are distance. You see, as you are leaving each other and you are sleeping in separate rooms, what you are doing is you are diminishing the marriage. You are reducing the marriage. If you are in the same room, you are in the same house, you are in the same apartment, you are in the same building, and the two of you have separate rooms. The woman has a different room, you also have your different room. I mean, can't you see that your marriage is reducing? Can't you see that the joy in that marriage is going down? Can't you see the beauty of it is going down? Maybe you have not realized it, but when someone is alone, there are a lot of things people will think about. Okay, let me just look at this video before I realize the devil will just step in and come. That is why Apostle Paul says that you should not separate from each other so the devil will not come in between you. That is why he's saying that, well, even if you are fasting, you should even let your husband know before you fast, because he doesn't want the devil to come in between the two of you. Maybe you want to reconsider. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but maybe you want to reconsider it. You living in that separate room. I mean, what at all are you really doing there? That your wife coming there or your husband coming there will interrupt. I mean, fashion will teach us a lot of things. Trends will teach us a lot of things. But the love of Christ will not teach us that. That night that you are cuddling, that night that you are talking to each other, that's one night that you are hugging each other, what you are doing is you are releasing a whole lot of things, both spiritually, the two are one in spirit and praying and doing too many things. What about you want to pray? Would you go to her room and she'll come to your room? Have you looked at all that? And if you are fighting, is that argument so much so that God cannot come in between the two of you? Maybe it's that hurt is too deep and you packed and you went to that room. Can the two of you agree to see a therapist? Can the two of you agree to see a counselor? Can the two of you subject yourself to God again? That's that thing that hurts so badly. God will help you to recover. Recovery is very, very difficult. Recovery takes time. Research have even showed, or even recovery patients, they have demonstrated that when a woman or a man is hurt on the subject of infidelity, you have to give the woman almost up to 6 months to recover. So you can imagine. Yes, so we understand how recovery is. Recovery takes effort, both parties and even the person who is seeking recovery. So is it something that the two of you, maybe you can subject yourself under an authority, maybe a counselor, a therapist, somebody that you revere, so that you can solve that your differences and the two of you can be together. Sometimes they also give excuses like, I want to sleep with the kids in their bedroom. Yes, it's okay to be with the kids, but they are not your husband. They will grow and they will leave you one day. Your husband is in that room. Your wife is in that room. It is my prayer that you will go back and you will bond or you amend what God has entrusted in your hand. I always say that I will never finish this teaching without not giving somebody Christ. Maybe you are here, you have not given your life to Jesus. This is the time you have been distant from God. This distance, you created it. You created that distance. You've been away from God. But God is calling you to come back. God is calling you. He say, I want to have that intimacy with you. I want to have that time with you. I want to have that fellowship with you. It doesn't matter where you have been. God is still calling you. It doesn't matter where you are. God is still calling you. Can you say this prayer after me? Say, Lord Jesus, I have come just as I am. Forgive me of all my sins. Write my name in the book of life. Hell, the grave, Satan does not have any dominion over me. Thank you, Jesus, for saving me on the cross. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. If you have said this prayer, find a Bible believing Holy Spirit church and go. And congratulations, you just became a daughter or a son of God. The Lord bless you. Thank you. Please, I hand over, Auntie Eto.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, ready to jump in to the questions. Okay. So, you mentioned the military aspect. So, but then you also mentioned the missionary and stuff like that. And if you when we're talking about, men of God, women of God, why their marriages don't work, and how you said, are you ready? When all of a sudden you thought he was, a teacher or something, all of a sudden he says, God called me to be a missionary. So what do you say to that, those people who thought they thought long distance was not even an option. And all of a sudden, whether it was a job or God gave a dream or vision or instruction, they find themselves all of a sudden they are about to be in a long distance marriage and your whole world is crashing. Like, what do you have to say to those people who are in that
Okay.
kind of panic?
That's why I keep on saying that. You see, let's put it this way. The man of God is like a military man. You are always like ready on because you can be called at any time. You can be called any day, anytime. So you have to be ready any day, anytime. So before even accepting that role, know what it comes with. Before even accepting that role of becoming a spouse to a man of God or desiring one, just know you are married to a military man because they don't rest though. Those that are really working in that vineyard, hmm, Eto, they don't rest. They don't rest. Sometimes even food to eat, as they are about to eat, they have to attend to somebody. As they are about to do something, a call will come through. Their food is in their mouth, they have to wait and finish and feed the sheep. So you will need to look at all these things. Now, couple with the fact that the marriage is going to be distance. You did not plan for it. You just found yourself in it. What are you will leave the man. That is why a lot of married couples who find themselves in ministry have problems. You think that man of God, woman of God, that they are married. Oh, go and check. Go and check. I mean, when we see them in the podium or the pulpit, we think that they are doing all right. Go and check. Is that bad? So unless the woman understand ministry, unless the woman understand the call of God, so to that woman, if you are desiring it, congratulations, you're on your own. But if God has called you into it, this is where you ask God for grace. Because just imagine that you never desired a man of God and you found yourself in that place. They are hardly home, especially those who are on the field. They are hardly home. They don't stay home. Their kids hardly even see them. So he will have to go extra mile for you to see. This is where our 8 keys come in. This is where he will have to be intentional to make an effort to reach out to him. And do you know one sad aspect of it? The time that he will have for his wife, church is calling. And unapologetically, he has to go. You understand? Sometimes they are like military men, they are like doctors. You see how doctors emergency comes and they call them, they are beeping. It is just beeping, that clock, that timer is beeping, and it's an emergency, he has to go. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? So he should be able to come home and you are ready to give that smile. He should be able to walk home when you are ready to say, welcome, honey. How was it? Was it okay? And make that small time a quality time that when he goes back, he's okay. So it's not about quantity. Let me put it that way. It's not about quantity, but it's about quality. He couldn't find that joy. He's coming home. So even if it is 2 hours, that you can have that man of God or that military man. It has to be like 2 hours of memorable and quality time that he will not. That is why, for example, your kids, if you don't see your kids and you have even 2 hours with them and it's so indelible, they will always remember in their hearts. So it is not about the quantity, but this, I don't know why people desire this ministry. This it is grace to be called by God, though. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it. It's not, if I would put it out there, if you are called by God, it means He's chosen you. When you looked around all the world, He found you. So honor it, love it. Don't grudge with it. Do it even when it hurts. Do it even when you don't even understand the road. But if you are not called and you are desiring this thing, let me end there. You see the way I've seen it all. My father was a man of God. My father was an apostle. My brothers, some of my brothers are in the field already. One of my brothers is a pastor, and I have one of my brother also in the field. And we will call my brother, and he is just coming back from church. He's not eating. The church is calling him again. Sometimes he go to bed, he's not even eating. He's even forgotten he's not eating because you are used to prayer, fasting. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, you just now remember that you have not even, you are used to fasting. You just finished 21 days, or finish after 21 days, another trouble will hit. You will be lying down. You know you are done with 21 days and you are resting. Let me just enjoy food small. And the Holy Spirit will come and tap you again. 3 more days. God. And if you don't do it, the attack you receive, because the attack that is coming is too strong. Your capacity will not hold. Just imagine everybody is sleeping. You see, let me take my time and break this man of God thing, the woman of God thing to people, even though we are doing this thing. I don't know why God is pressing on me to speak on this. You see, man of God, woman of God, especially when you have a call of prophetic or deliverance, you can't sleep. Oh. At midnight, you have to wake up and pray. As you are about sleeping, something will jerk you up from the bed to pray, unless you are not called by God, or unless you are not working in integrity. Something will, if it is not like you will have horrible dream or you will have it feels like if you don't pray at night, one day you don't pray at night, you have sinned against God. That's how it feels. It feels like you lost something at night that you needed to recover it. So, and if you don't pray for continuous 2 days, the extra mile you have to put to pray. Sometimes you pray, it's as if God is not listening to you. It's as if like you are not hitting it there. It's as if you are not, because you need to pray to get to a remit for you to know that God has heard me. That is how the call is like. Because God needs to feed you for you to feed others. So if you are not feeding from God, how would you feed others? Unless you are just serving God for money, or you're serving God for fame, or you're serving God for your own desire. But if you are working for God, there is a huge price to pay. It is not it's not a fanfare. It's a huge price. It's either you are warfaring. Sometimes you just know that this attack is because I went to cancel this person. And after you are done counseling with the person receive a testimony. Hallelujah. You know what you did when you spoke to me. This is what happened. And I've received. And at night, oh my goodness, at night, you carry the whole person's burden. It's like the whole person's burden is on top of you. And you are lying down, and it's like you are being crushed. That is how it feels. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about the others, but this I saw my father lock himself in the room and weep like a baby praying. When I was a girl, I saw. Sometimes you go and knock the door and he will open it and you tell go to mommy and lock the door back. Lie down and pray and pray and pray and pray and pray just because somebody is coming. Sometimes somebody's burden, God will lift the burden and give it to you. So he will give that burden to you and you say, God, what is this one? You will feel that burden and feel it until the person come. You will cancel the person and you will be free. And you want this. You are there, you are there. You are there, you're okay with life. You're okay, everything is okay. You've not been called. God has not called you, God has not chosen you. It's not, you don't bear. You say, God, me, I want to bear the mark. Congratulations. Because it will lead you to where, if there's this God, you have to walk with integrity. God is not just anyhow God. The pulpits that you see and people are holding microphones and just scream, they are screaming, they are praying, they are doing all that. You saw that. So you are desiring it. Do you know the scar? Do you know the midnight cries? Do you know the tears? Do you know the pain this man has gone through just to even come and stand on that altar to pray? Unless they are just doing theology, unless they are just reading theoretical and coming. If you want to do theoretical with God, you can. But if you want to serve this man, if you want to work for him, there is a price to pay. The Lord, sorry for me prolonging on that side because I needed to drum into somebody. Anytime you are desiring for a man of God to marry a man of God, just know you're going to marry a military man and a doctor. Put all in one cloth. It's not, if I, you see those fantasies, they are going to call you mama, mama, those things. You're on your own. Please, let's go on. God bless you.
God bless you too. God bless you too. So, I was doing some study and it was some research and it was talking about how whenever people get to a state of divorce or by the time you realize that there's an issue, actually there's like a whole trail leading up to that issue. So people in long distance marriage, maybe, a little thing you say, oh, maybe, it's nothing small, like what are some of the early signs that a long distance marriage is hurting? Early signs before it gets even worse. How do they know? What are some of the signs?
Withdrawal.
Ooh.
Withdrawal. As soon as you see there is withdrawal, you will have to. That's one of the key signs. And when people start withdrawing for the things they like to do, you will need to. Let's even equate it to children. A child who loves a certain kind of games, all of a sudden, is boring. Yes, withdrawal. And it is very easy for distance marriage to go through withdrawal. You call her and she's not picking the call anymore. She used to like waiting your call, it will not even end, pim, and then she'll pick it. And now she's like take a very long time before she will pick the call. Sometimes we'll be like, we'll drag for a very long time. It looks like the conversation is not interesting anymore. Yeah, so that's the first one, withdrawal. They withdraw from it, and now if that withdrawal is not able to you are not able to solve it, you don't get intervention early. That is when it now comes into now because when one withdraw, he find another activity into the space. So for example, I like to let's say you like to play football. I don't like football again. What do? You will find another thing. So they will now find somebody into the space, and now he's now talking to somebody, or he's now chatting on the internet or doing something. And at the end of the day, it leads into that divorce. So that is one of the key things when it comes to yeah.
Hmm. So, good. Thank you. Thank you. So, you know the saying that absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Hmm.
So, is there is it possible that some distance in a marriage can actually strengthen it?
Well, that's true though. It's true that absence really rekindle a whole lot of things, but that's more youthful talk than a matured. Because if you, the two of you, if that marriage is really working and your husband leave you home, you'll miss him. You'll miss your friend. I mean, this is your friend you're talking to. This is your love mate. If the guy is, do you know why a lot of people feel when their husbands are gone, they are happy? They are troubling them at home. They are troubling them. So as soon as they leave, oh God, girl time, congratulations to me. But if the man is giving her the space, the man is treating her good, it's like your friend leaving you. Your friend has left you. Would you say that because your friend is distant, you have missed it? No. So if you really deeper into distance, it's because they were not treating them right. For example, when I was in my previous marriage, when my husband is not around, I'm very happy because we are not, then we will not be fighting. We will not be fighting. We will not be arguing. We will not be on each other's throats anymore. You understand? But if the two of you are having, just imagine that every weekend you have date night. Every weekend, the family, you and your husband go on a date night, like it's on your calendar every weekend, and he's not around to go with you on that weekend. You will feel it. That is why a lot of old couples, they'll be there, they stay with, they come to their children, visit them when we say, I'm going to my husband, I can't stay here again, I'm going. They will leave you and go. So even one of the measurements of that marriage, whether the marriage is really doing very well, is distance. If that distance is not, it's not inevitable, like do I put it? Is it inevitable, or if I want the right word, something that you cannot, it's like you don't have control over it. You don't have control over that distance, like military repatriation. You don't have control. God has called you. You don't have control. You understand? Work. I mean, the two of you have agreed. A lot of people will tell their husbands, you know what, this job, quit it. I love you here like that. We'll find it. We will find something to do. We'll find something to do. A lot of women have quit their jobs and gone to be with their husbands and say, no, I'm going to be with you and we'll find a job there and we will do this marriage. So if you are saying that my husband, uh, this I'm sleeping in a separate room so that he will miss me, you're breaking your home. Or I'm going to stay with my mother. That the relational separation. Relational separation. I'm going to stay with my mother. I'm going to my mother's house so that my husband will miss you. By the time you come, another woman will take over, or another man will take a space. So this thing, I see it as a youthful talk rather than a fully matured marriage. If you listen to those people who are doing well in marriage and they miss they can't, they miss them too much. I listened to an interview, listen to those interviews. They are all there on YouTube. You go there. He said, I can't do him. I can't do without him. All people. I can't for 28 years. He has been my friend. I can't do without him. Ask yourself, what at all made him that man? He was giving her peace. Even though they fight, she gives it peace. When there's no peace, that's where they run away and think that they will find distance and you will miss me. Yeah, this kind of thing, I don't agree with this.
Youthful talk. So whenever distance come around, it's often a challenge. So how about those where they don't have any control? Maybe because of a job or a station or something, they have to be apart for like 3 months or 6 months or something like that. How can they turn that situation, that distance that could create potential problems? How can they turn it around and use it as an asset to strengthen their marriage instead?
Yes, just as I said, even within the distance, the two of you are having communications, having this virtual dating and all that. So just imagine the things that the two of you have planned together when, especially those on military repatriation. I happened to had interaction with one lady whose husband was on military repatriation, and the plans they have before he come in. So you even see that those repatriation, they are coming home is they make it so unique. You understand? They do something. Sometimes they will just go and hide, and there I am, and there's this tears, there's this joy, there's this outburst of like it's something beautiful. You understand? But you at this time, you're just walking into the house, nothing. I mean, we didn't miss you. Come and sit down. We are here. No, I mean, it has to be plan it. I'm coming home. And this is what like the two of us are going to do this, that what we are going, all the nice things that we could have done that we did not do, like a plan itinerary, so that when you come home and you're just coming home for like 2 weeks, I know that military, when they go, they will bring you back home a little bit and then they take you to another location. They come, I think they have these resting periods that they have it. I don't know the length, but I know every military they have this resting where they get you get to have time for your family. I think it's either after some, I don't want to make mistakes from some after some time you come back home and then they can repatriate you to another location or repatriate you to another place. And if that time is quality time, I mean, it's beautiful. But you just walk into the door like with your bag as if they sacked you with, I mean, my friend, go back. Let it be something that you've planned together. So as you are doing your virtual dating and your interactions and doing all those calls, I mean, when you come, this is what we do, this is da da da. I mean, that's why you have to marry. Take your time and let God select the right person for you. When the right person comes, talking is easy. When the right person come, agreeing is easy. When the right person come, decision makings are easy. But if you don't allow God, but you choose, we are all not the same. Even brothers fight, sisters fight. But haven't you seen sisters that are like this? They finish fighting, they are back there, they are chatting. And then you come there, like your mother will say, these two people, you'll be a third person. That is the kind of things we are looking for. We will fight all right in the marriage. You will do all those things. But at the end of the day, because God is in that marriage, things that will take years. Someone will say, you've hurt me, I won't eat again. And he will leave you. He leaves you in the house and he won't eat your food for 1 week. And this woman is crying. There are cases, so there are cases. This woman is crying and begging him. And you go and dig, 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 dig. And this man has a family somewhere. That is this kind of distance marriage you're looking for. Some distance marriage, there are people who have families and they are waiting for the little trigger to leave home and go and be and care of. I am angry, and he leaves. You call this when he leaves, he come back, he has missed you, where he has had satisfaction with another family, and you say when he comes home he will miss you. He will not miss you. So wait for God. We are not in a hurry. Let God bring the right person. If the right person is coming and is a distance and military repatriation or missionary repatriation, God has sent this man. This man, when he's coming home, leave me. I'm going to my wife. I'm going. Haven't you been hearing these things? I'm going to my wife. I'm going. Everybody knows he's going to his wife, and they all have. It is time that he goes to his wife. So, I think that one just to emphasize it so that we don't miss the point. Intentionally plan your arrival with your spouse. Leave an indelible ink there that, I mean, I was away, but when I'm coming, this is what I'm planning, this is what we are doing. And the wife to prepare for his arrival, or the husband prepare for her arrival. The same way a groom will receive a bride. That same way, give her an entrance and a triumphant entry. A memorable one, yes.
So you really have to give each other something to look forward to.
Great.
Yes, to create that anticipation. And okay, okay. Another question.
Mm.
So, with long distance, is there such a thing as too long of a distance? Like, maybe if you're gone for a year or something, sometimes people visit and things like that. Is there such a time as, too long, or is it based on
Yeah,
the individual?
yes, there is. I think legally the lawyers will help us. When somebody's, you can't see the person for 7 years, the person is declared dead. So there's no contact, there's nothing, there is this, you are not talking, there's no contact, there is nothing. You are dead. And marriage, 1 year, solid 1 year, the woman can move on. Because there's no sex for one solid year, the woman can move on. The man can move on. That is why we have problems with immigration and distance marriages and all that. We have immigration wahala, the marriage, the woman, the documentation issues, a whole lot of problems. So the woman cannot come and join. And then the man is also here 1 year, 2, before you realize the woman is pregnant with somebody or the man is married. Understand? So it is really difficult. Very, 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 very difficult. So before considering distance marriage, know the implications. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? If it is, that's why I say, if it is something inevitable, then go ahead. But just imagine a young, beautiful woman, and then the man say, let me marry you and go. Go and stay abroad. I will come in. No, we'll go together or we don't marry. Because distance marriage creates a whole lot of mess. I've been in one, my husband, when we're married, my husband, I was glad that he can use vehicle to travel and come. Even that one, the fight, oh Jesus, we fought, oh, we fought. Things that we could have solved easily. We fought and fought. I see the cock, I'll throw the phone away. I don't want him to talk again. I want my peace. Over the phone, you fight because there's a lot of disagreement. It's because you did not marry right. You understand? But if this person, if I that time I had prayed to God, I was matured enough, I will know that the marriage comes first. So I would do anyway to save the marriage. Maybe me traveling over the weekend, or he was doing well. I'll give that credit to him. He was doing well. Every weekend he was home. Every weekend I was not going because I would not even travel and go. I don't even know what was wrong with me, but I feel because there was this gap in the marriage, I did not marry right. You understand? The marriage was not done properly. Did not seek the face. I always tell you, I did not seek the face of God. I did not pray about my marriage. I did not know marriage. I would say it for sure. I did not know marriage. But for now, that's why I am careful who come to my space. That's why. You understand? So you will have to take your time. A young lady, you are trying to start life. The young lady, you are trying to start life, and then the man comes in, I want to marry you. Or this connection thing that they do, they send a picture. You like him, say, oh, I love you. Okay, me too, I love you. You saw the picture. Then the family will come home, they come and marry you. And then you are there like a piece of furniture. When is the husband coming? He will come. He will come. He will come 2 years. He will come 3 years. He will come 4 years. Where's this man? And you are there. I mean, well, what will you be doing? Do you understand? Where you are wasting your life. You're wasting that life. Whilst maybe if you have waited for God, God will tell you, okay, wait, let him finish this, or wait, in 6 months, everything will be all right, and the two of you. If you were ready to marry, take me along. If you're not ready, be ready and then come and let's marry. Do you understand? It's a whole, you go do research on this thing. It's a whole lot of things going on when it comes to. So for me, if, for example, if it's a young person and that distance is going to be more than a year, before saying yes to the man, reconsider. But if it is an inevitable case, even military people come home, pastors come home, how much more your own? Your own man, he doesn't come home. He can't come home at all. There's a problem. He's not telling you. There's a problem. Even immigrational processes, at a point, when it becomes too strict and it becomes too hard for you to go home, there is a plot, there is something somewhere. You need to let her know what is going on. Do you understand? You need to let her know. You need to let her understand. This is what I'm going through. That's why I'm not able to come home. That's where the conversations was coming. That's where the communication, so the person to agree. But as to long, I would say the longest stay away in every marriage is supposed to be 1 year or 2 is okay. More than that, you're collapsing the marriage. That woman will be pregnant. That's why we have a lot of people, women getting pregnant, and before their husbands will come back, they are pregnant with another baby. If it is possible to go home, if it is possible for you to have that physical touch, do it. If it is not possible and she can come and you can meet somewhere and have that physical touch, do it. So for me, 2 years is enough. It's enough.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And we have a final question.
Mm.
So maybe we have a long distance marriage. Maybe the person has been gone 6 months or 3 months or whatever. Sometimes the opposite thing can happen where the spouses are separate. Let's military is easy. So let's say he's been gone for like 6 months. In that 6 months, she has gotten a change of routine and gotten used to a new routine, gotten used to a new lifestyle, and she misses her husband. But then he comes back and it's all happy-go-lucky. And then after 1 week, it's like the system and the routines and like the life she's gotten accustomed to while he's away. Now maybe he's even like completely home all the time. And so then it's just like, they have to readjust and it's like try not to annoy each other. I've seen this before in like couples where throughout the marriage, maybe he was a doctor or something like that, or he was always working on something and then he retires and now he's home all the time. And she's like, you're driving me crazy. So like when people go have when the long distance is done and they come back, how do they like for those who have time because they've gotten used to a certain, life? Oh, I call you, you're not physically here. I do this, and now you're all in my space. How do you help people reacclimate to being together physically
First of
again?
all, just know that you are now married because there is nothing like my space. Know what God has taught me regarding the subject of marriage. There's nothing like my space. There's nothing like me. There's nothing like I used to. Because your scripture says your body is no more your body. It's like, let me give you this example. It's like you are married to Christ now. You are God's property. The things that you used to do, you cannot do it anymore. It's not that you don't, it's not that you cannot do it. You don't want to do it because you don't want your husband to be angry. So that is how love has been. As soon as you are married, you are for the person. So if you used to have the time with the girls, nine girls, he's back. He's the priority now. You can have the girls' night with his approval. You can have the boys' night with her approval. It's over. The single life is over. You are no more single. You understand? So that is why a lot of people, when their husbands are coming, you're like, oh no, I was having my single life. You weren't married then. You weren't married then. Because I have had a lot of time like that. When he was like, oh, jolly, jolly time. I go anywhere I want to go to. I do whatever I want to do. But you are married. The reason why you married was for the two of you to plan. And it is, thanks be to God that he's coming back. You don't, then it means you have a problem with this person. That's why when he's coming back, you don't want to welcome him. If that marriage is beautiful, there are beautiful marriages, so Edo. Maybe we are used to seeing worse and ugly marriages, so we feel that marriage is like that. No, there are days they will get tired of each other, true. But that tiredness cannot keep a distance like that. I'm telling you from experience. I didn't like my marriage. So anytime there was space, I was happy. Because this is a woman who is like, God, kill me in this, kill me. I'm tired, kill me. Just how will I be excited? How will I be excited staying in the same house? I'll be so happy when there is nobody there. You understand? That was immaturity. That was immaturity. That was something really what immature of my side. Because I'm looking at my selfish interest, my selfish gain. But this is a man God has given to you to help. This is a man. See, let's see marriage as a ministry God has entrusted in our hands, that we are taking care of it. If you see marriage as a ministry, if you see marriage that you are married to God, you're not married to this man. When you see the man misbehaving, it's not about you. It's about God. I go to God. And if God doesn't want me there, he will take me out. You understand? So let's see God as what? And let's see that marriage as a ministry. That is why you see, whatever God gives to you, you can go back and question him. Because God will keep whatever He has given and trusted in your hands. God will keep it. God will take care. If it is God who gave it to you, He will defend His name because He gave it to you. But when you go and take it, that is where the problem is. You did not wait on God. It's not that the person is bad, though. The person is not bad. In my case, it's not bad. He was bad. He is the sweetest, but not to me. You understand? He's the sweetest. When it comes to taking care of kids, he's number one. I'll give it to him. When it's come to being responsible, when it comes to children, I'll give it to him. But not me. The two of us, we did not meet. We will stay 1 week, 2 weeks, third week. We are not each other's truth. We will fight as if we don't know each other. We will fight and fight and fight. And sometimes we'll be wondering, what at all are we really fighting about? What are we really arguing? You will go and look at it and it's like irrelevant. That is when I realized that he's not the pair. And if he's not the pair, you will fight and fight and fight and fight. So just imagine coupled with the fact that it's distance. How would you be happy when that's where your girl thing you're saying he's coming home, so you don't love him. If you love him, when he's away, you want him to come home. If he's that your friend, when he's that the little that God has opened my eyes to. You see, if I have not experienced marriage before, okay, and I am talking, you will say that, oh, she doesn't know marriage. But I've experienced, I married for 7 good years. So I know what marriage is, 7 good. I know all the marriage things and all that. So when somebody is saying marriage is this, I just look at you quiet. And even coupled with the fact that I'm studying and researching and receiving a whole lot of information. You don't love the person. That's why that space. Go and see married people. What the husband is watching football and the wife is there. They are arguing. They are arguing over the ball. And he traveled for 1 month and he's gone and he's coming back. You're saying that, oh, he's going to be in your space. That's somebody that you do this game with, game nights. Do you know couples have game nights that they do game night intentionally? There's these two old couples there that I spoke to them. At their old age, they still do their game night. And one of them said, Mary, I beat him this evening. I beat him very well. And the husband said, she always that she's been this person, you think they will not live a day not missing each other? Love is deep. That's what the love of God, if you understand the love of God, you understand marriage. Let's marry well. Let's marry well. And this drama of my girl to his girl's night, 6 months. Your husband is away for 6 months. Your husband is away for 3 months. I say he's going to be in my space. So ask those who are married well. The husband goes say, no, you're not going back to that place again. No, I want you here. No, you can't leave me. They are crying. I witnessed my brother and the wife, their marriage. My brother was just dropping her, and then he would just go. Going to spend just only 4 days. The wife was crying. My brother was also crying. He said, so you are leaving me. They were crying, crying like this, right? It's not like I'm like, God is my crying. And you're saying this thing doesn't. When you marry wrong, you say nonsense. You say it doesn't exist. It exists. Come and see my brother, tears running. My brother, the one that lost the wife, tears run. You can imagine how that's the man of God. You can imagine how he will feel right now. They are telling me good marriage is not there. Go to their home. Go. I've witnessed good and I've witnessed trouble marriages. I can see one. That is why when somebody is coming with marriage, I know this one, as they are standing there exchanging the vows, I just know this one is not going to work. I just know. In the same way, when you're talking to people, you just, as soon as you hear comments, you just know that this thing, they need help immediately. Thanks be to God. May God raise mighty armies. So that will be that question really triggered me. It really triggered me. If it is so that you don't miss your husband 1 month, 2 weeks, even 1 week, you can't miss that man. There's something wrong. Go check it again. Because that's your best friend. If he's indeed that your best friend, your husband, your love, even God, when you have certain intimacy, and one day, one night you have not spent with God, or 2 days you feel this emptiness in you. How much more human that you have these sexual connections with? God bless you.
God bless you too. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much for unveiling yourself, talking about such deep things, sharing your experience. That takes a lot. God bless you. God richly bless you. Thank you, all of you who were able to join today. Thank you for joining us for this discussion. As always, it's going to be up on our YouTube channel, and you can look out for videos and shorts during the week. And make sure you share those shorts. If you don't have time to watch it all, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You can even comment with just an emoji, and that helps the algorithm a lot. So those of you who have been doing that, thank you so much. Those of you who haven't yet to do that, we are waiting for you to do it. We are waiting and we're excited for you to do it. So this is your reminder. And with our usual schedule, we're going to have our family power prayer session at the end of this month. That's going to be the 27th of this month. Same time, same place. And so, yeah, we'll see you then. Come prepared, and we will put a flyer. So watch out for that to know what the prayer topic is and things like that. And again, thank you so much for unveiling yourself. That was a lot. It's not easy sharing all these things, like, all these questions. I know some of them trigger you and all of those things, but you allowed yourself to be vulnerable just so we can learn. So we really appreciate you, and God bless you. God bless you all. May the Lord be with you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you and protect you and your family as you are out and about. God bless you. And we will see you next time. Bye bye.